posted, you know more than me on that one. So we had 42 deflections. I thought the last couple games, our team attitude has been something I can be proud of. It's amazing how guys play better when they have the right attitude and the right approach. Obviously, the game wasn't in doubt. I think they had Cal on the ropes. I think they're tired. Long trip west, it's their third game. So our defensive rebounding was the best that it had been all year. They don't shoot it well, but they got some guys can rebound. Peterson, and Pickett, and Wilson, all big athletic guys. So we really did our best defensive, our best job on the defensive backfield. We played the first 13 minutes of the second half with no turnovers.
That was also the highest shooting percentage of your 7 seasons here. Alex,
On both 63, 62.7, and 50%. But we only shot, I believe we should, should shoot high quality, high percentage shots. So we had 25 baskets in the paint for 50 points, and we shot wide open threes. It tends to lead to a high percentage.
2 guys who stood out to me tonight, Brandon Williams, I think, had his best game of the year, and then
of his career as a Brewer.
Yeah,
I would totally agree. Throw on 6 deflections to his 7 rebounds. He knocked some shots in. And we need it, right, with Tyler down, which could be, a week, could be 2 weeks. Tough to say. We'll know more, every couple of days.
he already had the tests.
Yeah, he's just got a sprained knee.
Okay.
We caught a big break with his situation. I saw it happen. I was like, oh, I think it's sick in my stomach for the kid. Sprained knee.
The other guy, Sky Clark, yeah, he seemed to have some acceleration tonight that we hadn't seen.
Best game of the year for him. That's, he was, were you down in San Diego State?
Oh, yeah.
First half, he was there. And then he got cramped up. But that's been, he's had some practices like that. So, I thought Donnie's attitude and effort was awesome too. 5 assists, 1 turnover, 5 for 9. But I thought, everybody. Eric Daly's made us a better team because I needed somebody. Every team, you gotta have a guy that's like not afraid to challenge his teammates, and he's been challenging his teammates. So although he didn't score a bunch tonight, he's the reason some of these guys are playing better. So that's why I bring him up. Jamar Brown has a great defensive game. 10 deflections, 3 steals, 7 rebounds. But again, I just thought our team attitude was, I'm doing a better job trying to get these guys in the right humble state of mind.
Coach, as far as shooting, 6 from 12 from 3-point land, but also 50 points to 28 in the paint. What can you say about that?
You score a lot of points, you get 50 in the paint. It's hard to miss those. I'd say, that's a product of, they were pressuring, so we were able to set some pressure release back screens on the ball near half court that worked for us. A couple of handoffs that worked for us versus their pressure. And I thought we passed it better to guys that were open on the interior. So it's hard to miss layups. Hard to miss layups.
Coach, do you think Brandon playing more minutes helped the defensive rebounding? Like, how do you
Yes.
think he is the defensive?
He right now, his rebounding is probably the best. He's the most fit. He's in better shape, so he's got more bounce to his step. And his attitude, his toughness. So he's arguably the best rebounder. Steve's got the mindset, but he's struggling. His ankle's not right. From the other night, he played. He played through it, but he's just getting off balance. He's got to get off balance better. But look, rebounding is 100% effort. Like US, what can you do to coach that? I don't know who asked that. What can you do? Maybe it was Josh. Not a lot. Although you can remind guys that rebounding is 100% effort. So you're either too cool for it You think you're too good for it, and that's boxing out and all going to get it. You either think you're too good to do it, you don't need to, you're too talented. Or you're too soft, or you're too lazy. God forbid you're all three. But the best rebounder doesn't think he's too good to do it. He's tough, and he's a worker. And that's Brandon Williams. So he doesn't think that he's some great offensive player, so he doesn't think he's too good to do it. So it's getting guys with talent to go do it is the challenge as a coach. But those three things about rebounding. It's 100%. So we had a little talk about that. Those are our best defensive rebounding effort of the year by far.
Coach, any given night, it could be anybody's night. Can you elaborate on how you've been able to, get guys to buy into the system?
Well, I don't know. That goes week to week. It's not easy this day and age. There's a question about, getting guys to buy in. Recruit good guys. They've got good people around them that are going to be smart enough to tell them that I know more than their agent and their workout guy about basketball. That's number one. But number two, it's a weekly thing. Even with great kids, because they start reading their press clippings. That's any sport, the hungry dog gets the bone. It's guys get a little complacent. And they're good guys. They think, well, we're going to win, so let me worry a little bit more about myself. Because we're on a pretty good team, we're going to win anyway. So we try to talk about having the proper focus and attitude and humility all the time. And don't ever listen to when people tell you how good you are until you retire. That was Kobe Bryant's quote.
Coach, what are some of the factors that go into just creating a good team attitude, and where do you see that show up the most during the game?
Well, again, pick the right guys. Pick the right guys and then try to get them to understand the truth. That if they were that good, they wouldn't be in school still. So we can start with that one. Start with what Jalen Clark told everybody on my team. He said, no disrespect to any of you guys. If you get to the NBA, nobody's going to run a play for any one of you. So you better be good at the things he's telling you if you want to have a chance. So you try to be honest with people. It's not easy because they were the best player where they came from. Their girlfriends tell them how good they are. I could go on Mike Leach about that, but I'm hungry. My dog misses me, but I miss him more.
Coach,
Brandon knows how much I love my dog.
Coach, you aforementioned talking about the importance of having the right guys in the program. What makes this group the right group?
Well, they were all handpicked, obviously for positional reasons, but also attitude. That's the beauty. One thing about the portal, you can try to make changes to try to get your roster where you want it. Now, obviously, financial constraints can come into play. But I try to tell assistant coaches, we picked them, so let's pick the right guys. And it's important to try to make sure you got a level of toughness on your team, talent, but you also got to have some guys that know the game, and it helps to have some guys that love the game. And there's a little bit of mix of all that. So we got great guys. We just got to make sure we stay humble. We can't not rebound because we think we're too good. We don't need to, because that's how you get your ass beat by Arizona.
And games generally boil down to energy, discipline, and focus. You already talked
Especially
about,
when talent's even. I agree with you.
you already aforementioned the attitude, the approach towards the game. It's no secret that that's important to you. Attention to detail is also
Huge.
important to you.
Yes.
How far off is the team?
We're getting there. I think, what I try to tell those guys, it's a great question. I'll wrap it up with this. That you know, people look at that, people look from the stands, and, well, he's on that guy, he's this, he's that. Yeah, because I'm gonna be the last guy trying to teach you. Because when you're playing professionally, you either do what they want, and if you can't, they get somebody else. See, so what, you think the portal's a big deal? They cut your ass in the middle of the season in the NBA. And in Europe, man, they just ship you out. I got a contract. Yeah, good luck suing. Go ahead, sue some team in Poland. They just ship you. So, we're the last chance to get a guy to realize, hey, man, you know, the coach I got to be able to not get beat off the dribble by a guy that can't shoot. Because if that starts happening when you're a pro, you're done. Me, I got to keep trying to teach you, keep trying to teach you. You're never gonna allow it to go to a point where I would just allow that. So that's attention to detail. So you try to teach them so they can get out on their own. It's just like being a parent. So when they can get out on their own, they can function. Because if they can't function when they get out on their own, they're done. They're done. And I only got one GA spot on my staff. So, and I don't think Dave's from LA, he ain't trying to leave for a while. So I gotta get these guys jobs playing. So it's really, the higher up you go, the more the game is mental. And the more it's required of you, the higher up you go. All right, guys.
Thanks, bro.
Thanks, Coach.